Alright guys, welcome back. I couldn't get none of this crazy. It's some type of glue they put for the muffler. That's what it was, but I couldn't get it off. But other than that, got this baby nice and good. So we have some lube on this. So whatever we put in, it has to be lubed up. This crank is nice and smooth. Let's put this baby in. And let's pull this right through. See that? That's how it's supposed to be. This piston here, if you guys can see this piston, it has pressure. Okay, let's do you see that? It sucks it pretty good. So we're gonna do the same thing here. We're gonna be putting this baby back together, and everything's gonna be nice and solid job. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our piston. Remember, the hole goes forward to the front of the engine, that little hole. So we need to guide this baby in. At the same time, the crank has to be up. Okay, so the crank has to sit up. The journal has to be up. That's the only spot that is gonna go in it. You could try any other spot. It's not gonna work. Okay, so let's not. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go grab this little scissor. I used my other engine block. It's not gonna damage anything. I'm gonna just hold it from the side, and I'm gonna just guide this piston onto it. So this is gonna be one of the hard parts. This is gonna be one of the hard parts to get this baby to sit properly. Okay, the crank needs to turn a bit. There we have it. Once you have it on right there, all you need to do is push it in so it sits flush, just like that. And then we can put another sleeve here. Remember, the sleeve has a small little notch here, small little notch, and a small little notch there. So let's see if this piston and the sleeve, everything just matches. There you go. You know what? A little bit of lube on this guy as well. So this is all smudged in. A little bit of lube on this. You could spray it. They sell a spray. You could just spray everything in there. They have nitro engine oil. So just want to make sure my piston is nice and flush, and it moves. Yep. And then we can slowly just push this baby in and make sure the notch matches. And we should be able to pump this baby nice and easy. See that? Nothing crazy. Okay, so that's done. Let's close up the rear end here. This baby goes in next here. You know what? You know how we'll do? We'll take this. Where's the rear backing plate? This is the backing plate. So these two can go together at the same time. So this little notch needs to match onto the crank journal. And let's see. It's probably not gonna sit right till everything just goes to the spot. Once you know what, let's come out with this. Let's just try to align it, okay? Let's just try to align this to that. Once it's aligned, it should sit flush. If it doesn't sit flush, that means it's not aligned. Okay, let's see this little guy. Let's see if you try to turn it with this. You see that? Should be working if you try that. So that's perfect there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our 4 little screws. Two, 3, and there's number 4. It's a tiny nitro engine here. Okay, I'm gonna lock these up pretty good. If you want to put a little bit of thread lock, you can do so, because remember, vibration is gonna take things apart. But these won't come out because even if they come out, they won't fall out because the back pull start is gonna block it from coming out. So let's force tighten these by hand. Remember to inspect that little ring inside that I showed you guys behind this. That's a very important piece. Keeps the pressure in, keeps the fluid from leaking out, oil, nitrogen gas, nitro gas. There you go. So next step is let's start off with the clutch here. So remember, we had that little washer right there. Spacer goes here. Then this little guy went in. And after that, our flywheel, okay, this baby is the wrong way. This was in that direction. I believe so. Yep, it was in that direction. This goes in next. And this baby is hand tight. So I'm going to do the same thing here, hand tight. And hand tight. There you go. The clutch. Really don't care about the clutch being good or bad because we're really not going to put it on a car. This is going to sit as a demonstration, not display. So this C-ring here, retainer, goes in next. So make sure it clips. There you go, it clicks right on. See that? Engine is freely moving. Remember in the beginning it wasn't doing that. So we got that baby in. Okay, let's close up. Okay, spacer, spacer, bearing. We got our bell housing here. We got the bearing in the front. We got a spacer, a couple of spacers on this, washers, and this baby's gonna close up. There you go, nice and tight. You can put a thread lock if you're gonna run it with the car. Put a thread lock on, and your clutch should be nice and free. Okay. Oh, there goes my phone. All right, so we only got a few things left. We're gonna put the pull start on. Pull start has a small little spring. Make sure that lines right in the hole there. If it doesn't sit properly, it's probably not even going to lock up. Okay, let's put these two babies in. So we got this baby moving. This engine was seized up. It's been sitting for so long. I bought this as a... I bought two cars with gas, with engines and everything, no controllers, no receiver. Paid about 150 bucks, and it was all for demonstration purpose. Everything I needed off that was for demonstration, and the guy told me neither one of the engines work. Got them to work, both of them. Okay, so I have my friend come in here, and we're gonna continue with this guy. I don't know if this engine's gonna run. You know, I did crank it up once, and I felt some pressure, but I didn't know it was seized up till I took it off the car. And so there's that. The head looks pretty clean, and we got our glow plug in there, which I might have to check. We'll do that down the road, no worries. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's lock this up. Let's lock this up. Let's lock this up. Let's lock this up. Okay, that's done. And I'm gonna put the carb on. Remember that seal? I cleaned up the carb pretty good. And this baby is in this direction. So the carburetor goes on to this little guy. Just like so. Make sure it's nice and flush. The seal sits in there properly. And we're gonna lock up this little bolt. There you go. Looking good. Alright, all I got is a muffler left. And with the tuning wise, let's talk a little bit of tuning. But let's crank it up. Ah, yeah, feels good. Alright, so my idle gap, what I want to do is I want to eliminate my idle gap a bit more. There you go, it's about like 1 millimeter. My needle here, what I like to do is I like to look at it and see the needle is like where you probably got a 1 millimeter gap between the hole where the fluid is going to shoot out from. So what I like to do is I like to go all the way in. I do 1, 2, 3 turns, okay? That's a little bit more than what it was. And I do a little bit more, half a turn. Same thing here. This is locked up pretty much. Okay, it's not locked up. There you go, it's locked up now. 1, 2, 3. With 3, it becomes almost flush. And let's do half a turn more. That's it. We leave it there. Okay. Usually that's how I start with my tuning. All I'm gonna do is put the muffler on, and after that, we're gonna set this up on this little guy right here, and we'll crank it up from right there. Both engines will sit on it, and we'll crank that up. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this reassembly rebuild of this engine. Feels really good and feels nice. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned to see if this baby runs.